Okay, so let us talk about refund of input tax. So, yung term na refund is not a new term. Supposedly, we have already learned before na yung konsepto ng refund. Na nagkakaroon ng entitlement ang isang taxpayer, going back to income tax, nagiging entitled siya to a claim for tax refund kapag yung kanyang tax credit ay mas mataas sa kanyang tax due. 'Di ba? Kasi upon computing the income tax due, 'di ba? Hindi naman yun yung automatic na liability ng taxpayer. It's possible na meron siyang mga available na tax credits na pwede niyang i-claim. So yung mga tax credits na yan will be deducted from the tax due. So kung mas malaki yung kanyang income tax due compared sa kanyang income tax credit, yung excess of the tax due over the tax credit will have to be referred to as income tax payable or income tax still due na siya namang babayaran ng taxpayer sa government. Now, sa simula ng sa introduction natin ng value added tax, we learned na yung computation ng VAT payable is the difference between, again, pwedeng 3 pero at least dalawang factors. You have output and input. So you deduct input taxes from output taxes. Now, kapag mas malaki yung output tax over the input tax, the excess is referred to as the VAT payable, which the taxpayer will pay to the government. Okay. Kapag kabaliktaran, kapag input over the output, ano yung mangyayari? So yun yung i-address natin dito. So for example, you have this taxpayer na merang output tax in the amount of let's say 1,800,000. And then meron siyang input tax for the same period in the amount of 2 million. Is this possible? Yes, possible yan. Kasi output tax is computed based on the sale transaction, so an input tax is computed based on purchase transaction. So pag mas mataas yung purchase niya over yung sales niya, it's possible na yung output niya will be less than the input taxes. So magkakaroon pa ngayon dito negative amount. Diba? Negative 200,000. So ang question natin ngayon, is that negative 200,000 refundable? Can the taxpayer file a claim for VAT refund to the extent of 200,000 based on this computation? Again, going back to income tax, kung i-assume nyo na yung output tax is tax due, income tax due, while the input tax is the income tax credit, tax due minus tax credit. So 1,800,000 minus 2 million will give you also negative 200,000. Yun yung excess tax credit. Anong ginagawa sa excess tax credit? Diba pwede siyang upon the option of the taxpayer, pwede niyang i-carry over yung amount na yun, 200,000, or mag-file siya ng claim for tax refund, income tax refund. Option ng taxpayer yun. Now, for value-added tax, ano yung option ng taxpayer with respect to this negative 200,000? Pwede ba siya mag-claim ng VAT refund on this amount? Our answer is in the negative. Hindi siya pwedeng mag-claim ng VAT refund for 200,000. For what reason? Sabi ng provision ng tax code. A VAT-registered person whose sales are zero-rated or effectively zero-rated may, within a period of 2 years after the close of the taxable quarter, when the sales were made, apply for the issuance of a tax credit certificate or refund of creditable input tax due or paid attributable to such sales. Such sales meaning the zero-rated or effectively zero-rated transactions. Except, ano daw yung hindi pwedeng ipa-refund? Except transitional input tax. to the extent that such input tax has not been applied against output taxes. So malinaw sa provision ng National Internal Revenue Code na ang refund for input taxes are applicable only if the input taxes are allocated or credited against zero-rated transaction or effectively zero-rated transaction. Kung yung input tax gaya dito sa ating situation, dito sa unang illustration natin, ay credited against regular domestic 12% transaction, hindi mo siya pwedeng i-claim as refund or VAT refund kahit na negative amount pa yung resulta mo. So yung negative 200,000 na yan ay hindi mo pwedeng i-refund dahil hindi naman siya allocated sa zero-rated transaction. Sa regular siya. So ang possible lang ay kapag ang transaction ay nag-arise out of exportation. Diba? Kung meron kang export transaction and you are a VAT registered taxpayer, paulit-ulit ko itong binabanggit from all the other lectures na binigay sa inyo, kapag ikaw ay nag-export at ikaw ay VAT registered taxpayer, meron kang output tax, but the output tax is computed at zero amount kasi zero rated nga yung transaction. So kahit na anong amount mo siya ibenta, we all know naman that any number multiplied by zero is zero. So kahit ano pang example ko dito. Ngayon yung input tax niya na yan, na 2 million, yun yung i-credit niya or ibabawas niya from the output tax which is zero. So again, algebraically, we can all agree na any number na i-deduct mo from zero will give you the same number pero negative amount naman. So this time, kung yung 2 million na input tax niya ay allocated from or allocated to zero-rated transactions, yung negative amount na yan is now refundable. Pwede niya nang i-claim yan as VAT refund. Yan. Yun yung malinaw na binabanggit ng tax code natin. At yun lamang ang pwede niyang i-claim as tax refund. Ano pong klaseng input tax? Sabi nung tax code natin, kahit ano except for transitional input tax. So kung ano yung transitional input tax, you can view yung, I think the video before this one, ando doon yung discussion on what is referred to as the transitional input tax. So meaning, lahat ng input taxes na meron yung taxpayer, basta hindi transitional input tax, pwede niyang ipa-refund as long as yung sales niya ay zero-rated. Again, nabanggit ko kanina and I will highlight this again, kung siya ay VAT registered taxpayer. Dahil kung siya ay non-VAT registered taxpayer, wala siyang output tax. Hindi lang zero ang kanyang output tax, talagang wala. Wala siyang output tax. Kung yung same taxpayer na yan ay merong 2 million na pinasang input na pinasang VAT sa kanya, meaning bumili siya from VAT registered taxpayer at pinasahan siya ng 2 million worth of value added tax at binayaran niya yon, wala siyang choice. Kahit na siya ay non-VAT taxpayer, pwede siyang pasahan ng VAT components. Pwede niya bang ibawas yung kanyang 2 million na binayad na value added tax on his or her purchases from exempt transactions? The answer is wala. Hindi niya pwedeng ibawas yun. Yun nga, yung major distinction between VAT registered taxpayer and a non-VAT registered taxpayer. Diba? Kapag VAT registered taxpayer, may output ka, may input, pinag-offset mo sila, maaari. Kapag non-VAT taxpayer ka, you don't have this concept of output tax and input tax. Hindi sila nag-exist. So kung meron kang quote-unquote input tax kasi ikaw ay bumibili sa mga VAT registered taxpayer at ikaw ay nag-export, yung exportation mo ay exempt transaction under Section 109, letter O. Diba? Exempt yung exportation made by non-VAT registered taxpayer. Meron bang tax benefit na pwedeng ma-derive from the quote-unquote input tax na kanyang binayad? sa kanyang mga VAT suppliers? The answer is wala. Hindi niya pwedeng i-claim yun as VAT refund. Dahil ang VAT refund again ay maaari lamang maklaim kapag ang iyong pinagbentahan ay exportation. Okay. Let us assume na siya ay ang kanyang input taxes ay 2 million. Dagdagan natin yung kanyang sales. Yung sales niya, domestic, ay 5 million. Yung exportation niya, sales niya, exportation, parang lahat naman to sales na. Sales niya, exportation is 4 million. And then finally, sales to senior citizens, 1 million. So, gawin natin itong 2 million. 2 million, okay na yan. 2 million. Yung kanyang input tax. So, pag nag-work back ka, divide mo siya sa 12%, makukuha mo yung amount of purchases. So, vatable yung purchases niya, kaya ang nakuha niyang input tax ay 2 million. Yung kanyang benta ay ganito, domestic, exportation, and then sales to senior citizens. Itong sales niya na domestic will be imposed with 12% VAT. Kaya meron niyang resulting na 600,000 na output. Yung exportation niya ay 0% VAT, kaya ito ay 0. Yung sales niya to senior citizens ay exempt. Diba? Exempt yan. Magkano ang pwede niyang ipa-refund na input tax? Yung tanong, magkano yung pwede niyang ipa-refund? Pwede niya bang ipa-refund lahat ng 2 million? Hindi maaari. Ang gagawin niya, kailangan niyang i-allocate yung input tax na yan sa kanyang mga revenue, sa kanyang mga sale transactions. So itong 2 million na yan will have to be multiplied sa 4 million over 10 million. Yun lang ang pwede niyang ipa-refund. Kung sakaling yun yung gusto niyang mangyari. So 410, 2 times 4 is 8 divided by 10, 800,000. Kaya aking computation, 800,000. Correct ba yan? Kuha akong calculator para hindi tayo nabubulo. 2 million times 4 divided by 800,000. Sa option niya, na itong 800,000 ay i-refund. Computein natin yung input tax niya na 2 million times 5 over 10. So alam natin na ito ay 600,000. Masyadong mataas yung input tax ko na example. Pero anyway, okay lang yan. So 10 over 10 million, yung 600, mali. Ito dapat ay not 600. Ito ay 500 lang. Tama ba? 2 million times 5 over 10. 1 million. 1 million. Yan. So ano pwede niyang gawin sa 2 million na yan? Tapos yung final pa pala, yung 200,000. Kasi 800 ang ma-allocate sa exportation, 1 million ma-allocate sa domestic sales, tapos yung 200,000, yung 200K, ito yung ma-allocate sa exempt transactions. So kung tatanungin ka magkano pwede niya ipa-refund, 800,000 yung sagot. Okay. Anong gagawin sa 200,000? Hindi niya pwedeng i-recognize yun as input tax kasi ito yung allocated sa exempt transactions. Ano pong mangyayari dun sa domestic sales niya? So 600,000 minus 1 million. So meron siya ngayong excess input tax amounting to 400,000. Pwede niya bang ipa-refund yun? Hindi. Dahil yun ay allocated sa regular 12% value-added tax transaction. Ano pong gagawin sa negative 400,000? Yun ay excess input tax na maaari niyang i-carry over sa susunod na month or susunod na quarter. Yun yung mga pwede niyang gawin doon sa negative 400,000. But to ask that it be refunded from the government, hindi pwede kasi ang pwede lang i-refund again ay zero-rated transactions. Kailan ka pwede magpa-refund? 2 years from the close of the quarter, not of the month. 2 years from the close of the quarter. So every quarter is a taxable quarter for what purposes? So every end of the quarter, tignan mo kung meron ka bang mga input tax allocated to zero-rated transactions. Yun yung pwede mong ipa-refund. Again, under the train law, binibigyan yung ating Bureau of Internal Revenue ng 90 days within which to act on your application for VAT refund. Tandaan din natin na ito ay applicable, itong refund for VAT, input VAT ay applicable din sa effectively zero-rated transactions, meaning kapag ikaw ay merong prior approval from the BIR to enter into effectively zero-rated transactions with international organizations, any input tax can be applied for refund. Yun yung importante doon. Kasi nga, since meron kang requirement of prior approval from the BIR, kapag hindi mo siya ginawa, hindi mako-consider as effectively zero-rated yung transaction and you will lose the right to file a claim for VAT refund. Okay? So yung kanina, dadaanan natin yung negative 400,000. Sabi ko, i-carry over yon. Yung next slide natin ay patungkol exactly doon. Yan, VAT credits. But, again, we'll put a stop. Hirap na hirap akong mag-upload kapag medyo mag-download and then mag-upload ng mga videos kapag dire-diretso yung lecture. So, stop muna natin yung ating lecture video and please wait for the next set, particularly on VAT credits. Thank you. Okay? Bye-bye. See you on the next video.